It says in the Bible that wise men build businesses. Hello? Oh, the little business. And well, how you gonna do that? How you gonna do all that with this? And how you gonna do that? You ain't got nobody watch your kids. And how you like I cut people off? I'll be by myself. It be me and God and my kids. Once I started expanding my mind, that really is what 10x my growth. You learn and you earn. We use the term entrepreneur very loosely too. If you're doing every position in your business, you're self-employed. Saying entrepreneur, when I was doing credit repair, I was a real entrepreneur. I had an assistant, I had a dispute team, I had a marketing team that ran my Instagram page. I was doing payroll. You understand what I'm saying? So that's when I really got the concept of entrepreneurship. Listen, like I said, I've always been one of those type of people that can walk in a room and I demand everybody's attention without having to do anything. That is a network.
Right.
That's a network. Your network is your net worth. Right. There is no secret vault with the blueprint book in there. And it's like, no, it was in a lesbian relationship. Hey, we pulled into the parking lot and she was just like, you really gonna go in here? And I'm like, yeah, I really am. This is my job. Like, I don't know nothing else. And she was just like, I think you should just really come with me. Cause I didn't go with her all the time on her missions, is what she would call them. I would see the money that she was bringing home. That when I'm riding in the passenger seat with her, what I started to do was, I promise y'all, take out my notes and I would think of all the different things that I could monetize off of. Like, yes. So I never have lived with my mom before. My baby father, he was killed in his car. It was actually on the news and everything in front of my son. That was all part of my process. That was part of my journey. Me fighting my mom, me losing my baby dad, me, having to be in the trenches for those times. I went through a really, really dark space. Without that pain, I would have never been able to say, all right, I need something different. I need something to help me really get back up and be able to thrive.
Oh, come and talk to me. I really want to meet you, girl. I really want to know your name. Can we talk for a minute?
Can we just talk? All right, people, welcome back to Intimate Conversations. This is season 2, episode 19. Now, I've been trying to get this guest for some time now. We've just been missing each other. And she also thought that this show was just, strictly about sex talk. But Intimate Conversations is a safe space. It's also an educational space for people to gain knowledge or to get insight into all things life related. So let me bring in this guest and then we can get into some knowledge today. What's up?
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
That's great. All right, so introduce yourself. What is your name and how old are you?
Okay, so my name is Mimi. I go by Mimi the Good Influence. I am 31 years old. I will be 32 in a few weeks. So my birthday is 9/11. So I'm 32. I'm 32.
Okay, so now since you're just entering into your 30s, do you feel different?
Of course I do. First of all, it's just like a negative thing when you turn 30 anyway. People calling you old. I know because I was one of those people when I was in my 20s that was like, if somebody told me they was 30, it's like, oh, you old.
Right.
You up there. So yes and no, because I feel like I've gained a lot of wisdom. Like my 20s was
You was having fun.
yeah, my 20s was the time that I gained a lot of the experience, a lot of the wisdom, that prepared me for being mature and a little bit more growth in my 30s. So, yes and no.
All right, where are you from?
So, I'm born and raised Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay.
Yep. Very small, very tiny.
Delaware girl. All right, I'm not mad at that. I went to school in Delaware. Shout out to Del State.
Okay, Del State.
I appreciate the no taxes, so shout out to Delaware as well.
No, seriously. That's like the only good thing. I no longer live in Delaware. I live in Maryland now, but definitely Delaware at heart. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, I'm not mad. All right, so we're gonna get into your business and everything that you do now, but
Okay.
I do want to start at the beginning of your foundation so we can see, your maturation or your journey on
Okay.
how you got to where you are now. So,
Okay.
um, what is your background? Are you uh did you come from a single parent home? Do you have siblings? What is your background?
Oh my, yes. Are you asking me, am I broke? Was I broke?
Yeah,
Like, did I
yeah.
was I poor? Yes, honey.
Right.
So I'll give you a little bit of background. So growing up, I was primarily with my grandmother, who is my father's mother, because my mom was, you know, in the streets and stuff like that. So in and out of jail, things like that. So primarily I was with my grandmother. For some time I did transition into being with my dad, only because I didn't want to be an only child any longer, because when I was with my grandmama it was just me and her. So, I went to private school. I went to what's called Faith City Christian Academy in Delaware. So the transition from there to my dad, my dad, he was from like Wilmington. My grandmother, she was in like Newcastle, the suburban areas.
Right.
So when I transitioned over to being, in the city, my
Right.
eyes got big. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So that's when I really like hopped off the porch. I started being like known a lot for having a big mouth. But besides that, just my personality, being very outgoing. Actually was most outgoing, like won that in high school and stuff like that. But yeah, I would just say my vibrant personality is what got me into being a good communicator and ultimately on my journey as an entrepreneur. So yeah, I don't come from money. My family, they're 9 to 5 workers, wanted me to graduate from college. I actually did do some time at Wilmington University. I made the dean's list and everything, but it was always like something was missing. Even at my jobs and stuff like that, it was like I would be the best worker. It's like I'm always getting the awards, I'm getting employee of the month, but I will always change jobs and I always thought it was the job. But now, like I said, with the growth and the maturity, I know that I was just meant, my God-given assignment was to be an entrepreneur. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah.
Facts. Okay. At what age did you go live with your father?
um so I would say I was around 10 years old.
Okay.
10 years old, and that's when I started, like, I was in elementary school. I think I was going into like the 4th grade. I was going to Shirtledge Academy.
Okay.
So it was, for that, it was a portion where I stayed with my dad. But then when I turned like 16, that's when you with your dad and you were
Yeah,
female.
that's a lot. So I had my daughter when she was around those ages, and yeah, they don't really want to be like up under that because it's too many rules. We're being protective.
Exactly.
All right, so we're at your transition. So you said something about not wanting to be an only child anymore. So you had siblings.
Right. Yeah. So on my dad's side, I have 2 sisters, 2 brothers. Also on my mom's side, I have a host of siblings over there. I have like 3 brothers and 1 sister over there. But what I was saying was, during the transition, it was like, all right, for when I was 8, when I did go and live with my dad, between 8 and 10, I don't know the exact age,
Right.
but I did go live with my dad because I didn't want to be an only child anymore.
Right.
Once I turned 16, now I want that freedom because I done met boys. I want a little boyfriend. Oh, and my dad ain't having that.
Right.
With my grandmother, you know how women are. They're more nurturing and stuff like that. So at that point, I went to go live with my grandmother again when I was 16 years old. So yeah, I went back to go live with my grandmother. And really, y'all, it still entrepreneurship still didn't come about until around 2019, when that was the year after my baby father passed away. So my baby father, he was from Chester, Pennsylvania. He was killed in, Chester. in his car. It was actually on the news and everything in front of my son and stuff like that. And he had always been an entrepreneur. He was an artist, and he just never worked a job. That just wasn't his thing. I would help him like pay for the studio sessions, but again, I was the one going to work. I was in school. I was always in school, y'all. So I was going to work. I was going to school. I never really knew about like being an entrepreneur. I heard it from him, but that just wasn't my path. At least I thought so. So it was like once in 2018, my baby father passed away. After that, I was forced to go live with my mother.
Okay.
This is my biological mother. This
is the first time like you're really living with your mother.
Yes. So I never have lived with my mom before. So it was like she was straight at that point. Like she was, clean and sober and stuff like that. She was doing good. She had gotten into a re-entry program actually, because you know how she was locked up in Philly. And for some reason in Philly, I feel like in Pennsylvania, they have good re-entry programs. They help you get back on your feet and stuff like that. In Delaware, they don't do that. So that was the best thing that could have ever happened to my mom was, because then they helped her get a place and stuff like that. And at that point, of course, she wanted to bring in her daughter that she wanted to have a relationship with. So I did. I went and lived with my mom. It just so happens she didn't know a thing about Philly. So we ended up living in North Philly on Cecil B. Moore. Yeah, we lived right on Cecil B. Moore. So it was like right after that, all right, I had to start all over, mind you, because at that point, I hope I'm not oversharing because I'm an open book.
You good. At what age is this though?
At what age was this? So 2018, I'm 31 now. 18, 19, 21, 2, 3, 4. That was like 7 years ago. So maybe like 26, 27.
Okay. So you're just being a grown woman basically. So you're just starting to be a grown woman. So how is the structure with you and your mom? Like, is your mom treating you like a grown up, or is she treating you like a little girl?
Okay, so I have to be transparent. It wasn't. It wasn't
given.
It was not given, y'all. Like we were arguing. Me and my mom is an Aries, so I feel like I'm a Virgo. Our personalities just don't go together, right? And then not only that, I guess I have a little bit of entitlement because of being an only child for such a long period of time. You understand what I'm saying? Not only that, my mom has her own struggles, and I'm sort of selfish because when you're an only child, you become selfish a little bit. So I'm not even thinking about her daily challenges. I want to be, nurtured, and it just wasn't given that. So we would be bumping heads and stuff like that when I was staying there with her. But yeah, so I was around 26 or 27 years old. And what really got me into entrepreneurship, I had always been like, before that, I was in a lesbian relationship, right? That's a whole nother journey, y'all. But I was in a lesbian relationship, and she's really the one who also, because remember, my baby dad, he was an entrepreneur, right? Then I got with this girl. She was an entrepreneur. She never had a job, but she was more on the dark side of things. She wasn't like a legal entrepreneur. She was more like what they would call. So she was addicted to the fast money. And I just remember I was going into my job at this time. I had transitioned over. I always loved fast money. So I was a waitress. I was a bartender. So I always loved fast money.
So what age did you start working, period?
What age did I start? Oh, I've been working since I was 16 years old.
Okay.
I had been working since I was 16 years old. It was just, my main goal was to finish school. Like from 18 when I graduated all the way up until 26 when I actually became an entrepreneur, I was always in school. Like I just was always changing my major, which should have been another sure sign that I was just an entrepreneur. You understand what I'm saying? Because I was never fulfilled. I was always smart, intelligent, getting good grades. Like I said, I made the dean's list, everything, but it just wasn't never given for me. Like it was never really my passion. also, let me just throw this in there. Along the way, I've always been very like fashionable and out there, and just, people will always compliment me on my hair, because if y'all know anything about Mimi, the Good Influence, she barely has, like, even this hair is not black, it's blue in there. So I always had like color hair. I always wore like crazy colors and stuff like that. So it never dawned on me that I could create a business out of that, which is what I do now with Cosmic Girl. But yeah, so all along the way, I was focused so much on school. Like, I thought, because my dad graduated from college, my grandmother graduated from, they're all professionals. You understand what I'm saying? Like, my dad's side.
At this age, you're following the traditions that you see.
Hello. Yeah.
So, when you started working at 16, what was the main focus of that money? Like, was that extra money, or was that money that was necessary?
No, that was because at that point when I was 16, that was when I was living with my dad, but then I went to go live with my grandma. When I lived with my grandma, she took 100% care of me. So it was no need for me to get a job. It was more just me wanting to be independent. I wanted to buy a car. Like, I had a million cars and stuff like that I bought on my own. So I just always been an independent kind of person anyway. So once I turned 16, was able to get it. My first job was McDonald's, y'all. So I worked at McDonald's. And once I started getting those checks in and I was able to buy a car, I was able to, get the razor. I remember getting the pink razor, and I was paying my own phone bill and stuff like that.
You like the feeling.
Exactly. So I just wanted a little bit of independence. It wasn't like it was necessary, because my grandmother would have took care of me. You understand what I'm saying? But it was just, I watched her go to work. She's a nurse. So she's been a nurse my entire, so I'm watching her work more from sun up to sundown and stuff like that. So in my mind, that was implanted in my mind, is that I have to work hard. I have to go to work. I have to get a good job. I have to get a degree so that I can get a good job. You understand what I'm saying? So from that gap from 16 to 26, that's the lifestyle that I was chasing. But mind you, I kept getting introduced to people, and I feel like God was putting those people in my path just to show me entrepreneurship, but it wasn't really clicking.
Okay, so you worked corporate. So we want to say you worked corporate jobs from 16 to 26.
Yep.
So what is the last day of work, or what was the moment you said, all right, I'm done with this?
It was really that day when I was with, like I said, I got into that lesbian relationship. I was on my way to work. I was going to clock in for my waitressing shift, and we pulled up to the parking lot. Mind you, I had already been with her when she's making this other money and stuff like that. So I'm trying to, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You see that it's possible.
Hello. So now my eyes getting big. I'm watching her make all this, and I'm going in for shifts, and I'm making like $100 a shift and stuff like that. She coming home with $800, $1,000 and stuff like that. So it was in my mind, but I was so programmed that it was like, it wasn't, I didn't make that, I wasn't able to make that move until, I don't know, it was just something about this day. We pulled into the parking lot, and she was just like, you really gonna go in here? And I'm like, yeah, I really am. This is my job. Like, I don't know nothing else. And she was just like, I think you should just, come with me and really come with me. Cause I didn't go with her all the time on her missions, is what she would call them. But I would see the money that she was bringing home. So when she invited me and she said, instead of going here, just go here today, I said, you know what? Boom. She pulled off, and it was just curtains ever since. So it was like, when she was going on these missions and stuff like that, when I'm riding in the passenger seat with her, what I started to do was, I promise y'all, take out my notes, and I would think of all the different things that I could monetize off of. Like, for example, I noticed that a lot of girls didn't know how to put on the strip lashes. And that was like a secondhand thing to me, because I had just been doing, strip lashes for fun and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna start. And my business originally started off as the Barbie Vault. Okay. So it was going to be called the Barbie Vault. I was going to have lashes. I was just going to have lip gloss and stuff like that. So I just started jotting down different businesses. I wanted to open up a restaurant. It was just like my mind, it gave me the time to really be able to tap into my creativity and say, okay, How can I make money off of my creative gifts, the things that God already blessed me with, instead of going in and working for somebody else and, allowing me building their business instead of using my own creative gifts and my own creative passions to, you know what I'm saying, make money off of.
All right. So where are you living at the time when you're in this relationship with the girl?
So at that time I was
I mean,
still,
together. Were y'all living together or were you at home?
no, I was still living with my grandmother at that time, and my grandmother was not having it because, first of all, was never, mind you, my dad was a pastor.
Okay.
Like, I was never a lesbian. Like, even then, I don't really think I was a lesbian. It was just,
Wait,
we started off as friends, and it was like then once my baby dad passed away and all of that stuff, it just spiraled out of control a little bit. And she was just like there for me. So I think that's what made us closer. But no, we wasn't living together. I was living with my grandmother primarily. So
I'm just trying to give the people some space because when you jump into entrepreneurship, you still gotta kind of live somewhere and make it. So I'm just because they think sometimes people think being an entrepreneur is like you just jump off the porch and do it. It kind of don't work that way.
no,
And also, you have to understand that that time allowed you to put the thoughts together.
right,
Right.
right. So what was I gonna say? Don't get me wrong. I still believe in having a job as long as you are not really working hard. Like, for example, right now, I have a salary job, but I primarily work from home. It's very flexible. It's basically like what they call, what is the word that I'm looking for? Like on call.
Right.
So basically, I'm an advocate. So
Right.
anytime that there are clients that need an advocate to go into the schools, into the school districts and stuff like that for them, those are the things that I do. But do I have to? I'm literally still making money off of my knowledge, off of my education, off of my own creative abilities. It's not like I have to go sit in an office, you know what I'm saying, from 9 to 5 and, you know, build somebody else's business. And it gives me the autonomy to be able to still simultaneously build my business. So don't get me wrong, I want to be 100% like, tell everybody quit their job and believe in yourself, but in reality do what works for you, because I also have 2 kids. You understand what I'm saying? So I would never tell anybody to just jump off the porch, quit your job, and just be 100% full-time entrepreneur. I would say when your business, not, listen, it depends on what kind of job it is, because I'm a firm believer in multiple streams of income so
Right.
that you can invest into assets, because your paycheck money, like my paycheck money primarily goes to my bills, my car payment, things like that. And you're still going to need income when you're trying to get things. And if you're just now starting off in entrepreneurship and they're asking you for your income, you're going to have a hard time getting loans, even getting credit cards. People tell you that you can get loans, you can get credit. You can, but they're going to ask you for your income.
Right. It's gonna be
You
hard.
understand what I'm saying? So having the job still helped me on my entrepreneurship journey. Now, do I think that we should be slaving from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. and doing a job that we hate, waking up with bad energy because we're like, damn, I gotta go to. No, I don't wake up like that because I still have freedom. I
Right.
still have time freedom. Just like I'm sitting here with you. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not exhausted from my job because I communicate with my clients via email. If they
Right.
need to call me, I give them my cell phone number. Call me. We can have a conversation real quick. I can tell you how to navigate through this, or I can come to the school. We can set up a meeting. But I don't think that anybody should be unhappy and wasting their time being unhappy, because it's just like, you're number one, if you're trying to build generational wealth, you're not going to build it from somebody else's pot. You got to start your own pot, baby.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But make sure your pot is filling up
Right.
before you just jump off the porch and make things like harder for yourself.
Right.
Unless you have a support system. Say if you got a family member that you can stay with, where you can save and you can really just grind, it just depends on your situation. But don't get on the internet and listen to all these gurus that are pointing at their screens and telling you this is all you got to do to get $100,000 in credit. I have over a 700 credit score, and I still don't have $100,000 in credit. So just understand that it's always going to be a process. And looking for instant gratification it's never going to be that. So if you're coming into entrepreneurship to primarily make money, it's not for you. You need to work a job. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's going to be some up days, there's going to be some down days. But the one thing that keeps me going is knowing that one big win can set me up for the rest of my life. And then I can quit my job and I can, you know what I'm saying, start to really go ahead and get 2-3 properties here and 2-3 properties there and buy me a duplex or a triplex and stuff like that. So it just depends on your own personal situation, your own personal support system, and your own personal like overhead as far as your bills. Like one thing I would say is when you do start to make money, the mistake that I did make was I hurried up and went and got my Benz and stuff like that. And now looking back, I wish I never did that because it was just like to show people like, oh, look what I can do, you know, and it was just me still being insecure in who I am, like still because I couldn't believe that I could do it. Right. But now that I know that I can, it's like, man, I don't care about that no more. You understand what I'm saying?
It's the things that we place value on that's not really a value.
Exactly.
It's for the optics, like
exactly, because now I'm saying my car payment, I could be taking that money and I could be using that for marketing because you want to have like a marketing budget, you want to have an advertising budget because there's a difference. You understand what I'm saying? You want to have inventory budget, you want to be able to pay people and stuff like that. So it's just a lot that goes along with it. And we all listen, all of these entrepreneurs that you see that have it all figured out, all they're teaching you is their personal experiences. There is no secret vault with the blueprint book in there. And it's like, no, everybody is just figuring it out as they go. And as they go, they're teaching what they know. You understand what I'm saying?
I want to ask you, like to explain to the people the importance of monetizing things that you already do and like and know.
Oh, 100. Listen, this is what I always say, and I beat myself up about this since we were talking about my past and stuff like that. I have always been, and I don't say this to boast or have an ego. Like I said, I've always been one of those type of people that can walk in a room and I demand everybody's attention without having to do anything. You understand what I'm saying? I've always been one of those type of people that everybody knows me. Everybody knows my personality. If I could have in my 20s took that and known that that is a network. Right. That's a network. Your network is your net worth. You understand what I'm saying? I could have been monetizing off of just being me way sooner. So now that I know that, of course, I believe that it's very important. You would be surprised the things that you know and the things that come easy to you that actually don't come easy to other people and you can teach them. You understand what I'm saying? It's the smallest thing. Like right now, I'm a mindset. I call myself a mindset mentor because if I wasn't able to change my mindset from being programmed 9 to 5, just primarily working for somebody else, wanting to graduate from college, thinking that is the only way to be successful. If I didn't take my mind and even the downfalls, arguing with my mom, having, losing my baby father, stuff like that. If I wasn't able to take my mind and really reprogram my subconscious mind, I wouldn't be right here right now. I would have never embarked on my entrepreneurship journey. I would be somewhere working a job that I hate. Even if it was because I graduated from college, I would still hate the job.
Okay, let me ask you a question that stems off of that. What is it in you, or where did you get that from, that you have the open mindset to see that? Like to see that I can change my traditional way.
Okay. So I believe number one, it took the pain. It took for me to really hit rock bottom for me to open my eyes. Mm-hmm. Because when you're content and you're good, you're just good. Right. So you don't really, those people where they're just content where they are and
Right.
you feel like they might have a lot more potential and they could do a lot more,
Right.
but they just don't because they're just content where they are. I
Right.
think that was all part of my process. That was part of my journey. Me fighting my mom, me losing my baby dad, me, having to be in the trenches for those times. I went through a really, really dark space. So without that pain, I would have never been able to say, all right, I need something different. I need something to help me really get back up and be able to thrive. Because when those times happen, I had to, and then it was also because I had already started selling drinks and stuff like that when I was living in North Philly because of the pandemic had hit.
Right.
When the pandemic hit, y'all know Philly liquor stores was closed, Delaware liquor stores was not. So I was already a Delaware girl. I already knew how to maneuver in Delaware. So what I was doing was going to Delaware, getting the bottles, bringing it back up. I'm in the middle of North Philly. I started selling the drinks, and people were just buying them because they're gonna buy them anyway. Because Philly is really when it come to business in Philly, listen, they gonna buy it just because you selling and you a sister. You understand what I'm saying? So it was really once I started doing that and started seeing my potential, I was like, okay. So then once I got there, I started to feed my mind, right? Because then now I want to know about these other entrepreneurs. Like my favorite entrepreneur, Myron Golden, Cody Sanchez, Mel Robbins, Alex Hermosi, all of these people are people that I listen to daily. Like I am, especially now in my, like I would say for the last 5 years, I have been very strict. I don't watch TV. Like I don't watch any TV. I don't really go out and party. I literally YouTube, and I read. Like right now, I'm finishing up this book and it's called Becoming Supernatural. It's by Becoming Supernatural. What is his name? Joe Dispenza, I believe is his name. Becoming Supernatural, and it teaches you about reprogramming your subconscious mind. So once I started reading books like that, listening to people who say, "Oh, I went through this dark space," and their stories are sounding like mine, I'm like, wow, okay, let me do a lot more research. Let me really start putting my best foot forward in this entrepreneurship stuff because I'm seeing that now. Okay, because I don't know why, but I feel like inherently we believe that these most entrepreneurs are already came from money, or they had an easy life, or somebody taught them. But you would be surprised how many entrepreneurs and how many millionaires are actually self-made that literally started from the bottom and literally grinded their way up. You understand? For example, Myron Golden. Like he is my favorite. And I love him because he teaches you biblical teachings as well. Because really, if you're not an entrepreneur, it says in the Bible that wise men build businesses.
Right.
They literally do. They build businesses. So God, like, and even when you read the stories in the Bible, nobody there was saying they was clocking into work.
Right.
For real, they was bartering.
They was figuring it out. They was doing
cow, I got a donkey. What we gonna do? You understand what I'm saying? You got a cow. Let me get some milk, and I might have, what I got over here, and we gonna trade. They was bartering and stuff like that. So they were already entrepreneurs. You understand what I'm saying? So once I started expanding my mind, that really is what 10x my growth. Like then I went into because I was doing credit repair at one point too. I had a whole credit repair business. That was me really being an entrepreneur, because we use the term entrepreneur very loosely too, because if you're doing every position in your business, then you're self-employed.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Entrepreneur. When I was doing credit repair, I was a real entrepreneur. I had an assistant. I had a dispute team. I had a marketing team that ran my Instagram page. I was doing payroll. You understand what I'm saying? So that's when I really got the concept of entrepreneurship. You understand what I'm saying? So
all right, yeah. I got a couple points that I want to hit.
Okay.
As you are doing credit repair, just give the people a couple tips.
Of course, no problem. Yeah. Listen, so credit repair is way simpler than we think. It's really holding the credit bureaus, as they refer to themselves as, because they're really consumer reporting agencies. But that's another You gotta study consumer law. Number one, you have to study consumer law so that you know who you are. Once you know who you are, you'll understand why credit repair is so simple. So it's this book. It's federal law. It's called the Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA, y'all. So if you go on Fair Credit Reporting Act, you will see, like, for example, 15 USC 1681. It says that your consumer report has to be 100% accurate. So, for example, a lot of people will have on their credit report, it'll say things like, for example, my name is Jamia Jackson. It'll say, my name is Jamia Yvonne Jackson. If it says Jamia Ivani or Jemiah or with a Y, or they'll have so many different spellings of their name, their birthday to be wrong. It'll be, even for the account numbers for the collections that they're saying that you owe. If your account number says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it says star, 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 that's inaccurate. Why are there asterisks when that's not an account number?
Right.
So if your consumer report is supposed to be 100% accurate, you're able to dispute things that are not 100% accurate.
Okay.
And it forces the credit bureaus to basically uphold their side, because what they're really doing is they're taking, first of all, they're using eOscar. They're not eOscar is the system that they use when they're like reviewing your dispute letters and stuff like that, because some people will send, like, go on Experian.com and they'll send their dispute letters in, and they'll wonder why things are just coming back, oh, this is verified as accurate. And it's because they're putting your letters through a system that's called eOscar, which eOscar just finds certain keywords in there and stuff like that. And when they find those certain keywords, it'll kick off an auto response.
Okay.
So you have to really go through the Fair Credit Reporting Act. I would start with 15 USC 1681. I promise you, if you send in a letter today that says, hi, my name is, include your name, include your date of birth, include your social security number, include one of those collections that are on there, and you reference 15 USC, say in lieu of 15 USC 1681, it states that my consumer report needs to be 100% accurate. This account is not accurate. List the account number, list when the account was open, list the balance that they're saying that you owed, and account number, balance owed, date that it was open, and the reason for your inaccuracy. And you could just say, this is inaccurate. This is not the right account number, or this is a duplicate, or this is just inaccurate. You could pretty much say anything for the dispute reason. Just make sure you're referencing 15 USC 1681. And then once you go into the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you just have to review all of the different laws in there and apply them to your actual situation, because it'll tell you things about medical bills, everything. So if you review the Fair Credit Reporting Act, that will set you up for success as far as credit repair. And another thing is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. So FDCPA. So when them debt collectors are calling you and y'all are ignoring them, read the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and that will help you and teach you what your rights are in regard to debt collectors. Because we run from them when really you have to know who you are, y'all. You
right.
really have to know.
You got to know your rights and your power in these situations.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, if you study consumer law, you will really start to understand that the government is who they say they are, okay? Right. And you are the one with all the power.
Right.
So as far as credit repair, it's very, very simple. It was actually easy for me to pick up on that once I started to understand who I was. So
all right. Another point that I'm glad that you said everything that was in that, because it speaks to the research and the learning that you did. And that's one of my key points that I always preach to people about, the continuation of learning. Yeah. And they be like, I don't want to fucking learn.
And it's sad, because it's like, you have to. And you know how they say, what a game is sold, not told, and stuff like that. Right. I believe in that, but I'm also a firm believer in, I like to try to pull my people up with me, but it gets to a certain point where if you're not willing to open up a book,
right,
then you're not going to get there. And in entrepreneurship, that is the main thing, because you learn and then you learn without the E, which is earn. You learn, then you earn. You can't earn if you don't learn. Because you haven't been taught. Because if you were taught how to earn, you would have it already. You would be a millionaire. But because you weren't taught that, you have to learn and then you earn. So that's why I spend my days. People really think I'm psychotic because I'm trying to tell you, I'm learning.
I don't
watch movies. I would rather watch YouTube all day long. I watch every one of Myron Golden's videos. I watch every one of Cody Sanchez's videos. She actually buys businesses. So I'm learning things about that. I watch Neo Daviso. He's right from Philly. Runway Billionaire, all of those type of people, I would say follow them. That was the other thing, y'all. That was really what 10x my growth. All them old friends and those people that don't want to do nothing with their self, that's on your social media, get rid of them. Because the reason why I was able to 10x and go ahead and really start my credit repair company and repair my own credit, which it started with me repairing my own credit. Once I repaired my own credit, now I'm repaired my other, because I got a new baby and a baby dad. I repair his credit. Then I'm all right. Now I'm doing my sister. I'm doing this person. I'm doing that person, my aunt, my uncle. Once I was able to see, okay, this is really helping people. This is really changing people's lives. I was able to start my credit repair company, but that only came because, number one, of the people that I was following. So I was following this guy. His name is Dear CEO. He was actually my mentor. He's from Philly too. Okay. And I seen him saying, I repaired my credit myself. I got all this funding. So now I'm follow. Now, if I would have been still watching them people sharing and BBing them from the block, and they recording people fighting, I would have never ran into this information. Right. So it's really about putting yourself in position to win. Like when you want to win, that's all you need to. I have tunnel vision. Like I don't see none of that. It's a video on YouTube, Myron Golden. It's called Destroyed by Distractions. Go watch that. You don't want to be destroyed by distractions. I started to delete people. I don't care how long I've known you. If you're not on the same journey and you can't teach me something, you can't add value so that I can become valuable and get into these rooms and be of value, then I don't need you around me. Once I started following him, now you know how the algorithm is. All these people start coming now. All these are now. I'm unfollowing everybody, and I'm just following all entrepreneurs. I'm following anybody that can teach me something. He had a mentorship that was like $1,000. He ended up discounting. It was like perfect timing. Y'all remember when we got them checks from Biden? Right. The women had got them checks from Biden. It was like $300 checks. He was very smart with his marketing because he took his price from up there to all the way down to 3. And you know what I did? That's the other thing. You can't be afraid to invest in yourself. You have to spend money to make money. I don't know why y'all think if it was so easy to just wake up and just make money, everybody would have it. No, it's the losses. It's spending that money and not understanding if you're going to make that money back or not. But me personally, as long as I learned something that I didn't know, I don't feel like it's money lost. People will think that the money is what basically adds the value. The money
knowledge. It's the knowledge.
It's the knowledge. So I took that check from Biden, like while everybody else was doing whatever. Oh, we got another 300. Let me go shop. No, I took that check. I said, oh, this is God. This is divine timing. Let me go ahead and spend this on his mentorship. That's when I learned how to hire employees, start my credit repair company, change people's lives, change my own life. Went to Mercedes-Benz and got my 2020 A220. This was in 2021, 2020. So my car wasn't that old. 2022, I think. Yeah, it was 2022. My car was only 2 years old. I had 30,000 miles on it. Right from Mercedes-Benz, no down payment. I had a check from Navy Federal, a $37,500 check from some shit I never thought that I would be able to do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so once you start to, and it's going to be hard. Like that was the hardest part for me, was getting rid of those old friends and just separating myself, because you just got to isolate yourself, because you got to be that 1%. If it was so easy and you could still be around those same people and stuff like that, it wouldn't be only 1% that becomes successful. It would be the 99%. So you can't do what the 99% is doing. So when I see people calling me crazy and saying, "Oh, you don't want to watch a movie," no, I embrace it because I'm like, yeah, I know I'm part of that 1%. And then what's helping me continue to keep going and stroking my ego is me listening to these other entrepreneurs, and I'll be right in that season that they were in, and I'll be like, "Oh, my time is coming."
Right.
So it keeps me going. It keeps me motivated. And understand, y'all think y'all gonna start that business, and your friends and family, they're not going to.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You got to get over it because there are people out there that are looking for you, and you got to go find them. But you got to stop being caught up on the people that just really don't want to see you win. And understand, once you start to heal and grow, because I also went through a self-development journey, because there's a difference. You got to learn how to grow yourself before you learn how to grow your business. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have to learn how to be resilient. You have to learn that every door that's closed is another door opening for you somewhere. That's just, God didn't have that for you.
Right.
And you have to have a strong faith in God to keep on going. So just understand, the more
I want to ask you a question that's based off of what you're talking about right now. So the main reason why people don't, follow their journeys or jump off the porch is just fear. So
evidence appearing real.
Right. So have you ever been fearful?
Of course, I'm fearful right now on this internet. I'm fearful right now. I'm scared to death. Anxiety is through the roof. But guess what? I understand that I have a story to tell. I have an assignment from God. I'm more scared of him than I am of. Can't no man stop nothing when it come to me. I already understand that because of God will listen. Whoo, I just got chills because God is here. Go the book. Actually, I just looked down and look. The book is right here.
Okay.
Joe Dispenza, like I said, my favorite book, y'all. But God understand that I started to learn that every season that I went through, God was teaching me something. And then I would get into the next season and be like, oh, I'll be Skippy. That's why he taught me that. Because then I could use that in this new season. I learned in this season, and then I used it in this season. So I earned in this season. You understand what I'm saying? So of course I get fear, but false evidence appearing real. But that's why it's so important to go through the self-development journey, because once you have a bullet, that's why I said I'm a mindset mentor, because I have a bulletproof mindset. Like, you ain't gonna be able to stop me from nothing. Like, listen, like, all right, so for example, on Saturdays and Tuesdays now, I've been going to a place called Cowtown. I don't know if y'all familiar with that. It's like a flea market, but they take vendors where you could come, you could sell your stuff. You pay a vendor fee and you could come every Tuesday and every Saturday. And I didn't primarily do that to make money, but I did that because I knew that I was going to be making connections and I was going to get over my fear of selling, because you cannot be fearful of selling. And for the longest, that's why you got to get them old people off your social media too. Now I don't even block, but I will delete and I do you some justice too, because I take you off of me too. I won't just unfollow you. I'm gonna unfollow you off of me too. You understand what I'm saying? Because you can't be scared to put your products out there every day. You can't be anybody that makes you feel like you're doing too much by posting your get them out of here. Get them out of here, because you can't be fearful of selling. So I knew that me going to Cowtown, handing out my business cards, having to be the face of my brand and stand behind my brand and my business and show people I'm not just a digital entrepreneur. I'm in the field. I will sell out of my trunk. Like I was selling my drinks out of my trunk in a cooler. Mimi's Candyland. That was my first business. Literally, candy, my delicious candy libations. Like, so of course you're gonna have fear, but you got to be able to get over that fear, and you got to get around people that are gonna not feed the fear, because you'll get around people and they'll start to basically program your subconscious mind for you by saying little shit like oh, the little business, and well, how you gonna do that? How you gonna do all that with this? And how you gonna do that? You ain't got nobody watch your kids, and so many different things. That's why I cut people off. I'll be by myself. It'd be me and God. and my kids. It be me, God, and my kids. So the more that you feed yourself self-development, and the more that you feed your mind and you listen to other entrepreneurs, like that fear, you still gonna have it. I ain't gonna lie and say it's gonna be like, oh no, but I do it while I'm scared.
Right.
Even when I'm walking up to people now,
You gotta pull through it.
exactly. Even when I'm walking up to people now, people at Cowtown all the time, you think people, I'm like, I don't want that. No. I'll be like, okay, have a nice day, ma'am. At another point, maybe 5-6 years ago, that would have broke me down. You understand what I'm saying? But entrepreneurship, I think people are thinking that they're going to get to a point and they're going to be like, okay, yeah, no, it's a journey. You're going to forever be evolving. You're going to forever be growing. You're going to forever be learning, because when you stop learning, you stop earning. So, period.
I got a couple questions. You say you got 2 kids now. 4 kids?
No, I ain't having no more kids. I'm not. I'm on a grind. I really am. I'm in love with this grind, y'all. I'm really in love with it. Like, that's all I talk about. That's all I think about. Somebody could be talking to me and I'm over here. Y'all ever seen that thing? I'm like, I need to make they said I need that money by tomorrow, or whatever that thing was going viral on TikTok. That'd be me in my head. People, I be staring. They be like, "What you thinking about?" I'm scared to tell you, because I'm over here thinking about how I can make $1 million by tomorrow.
That's a fact. All right. I want to tell the people, I don't even know if you remember this. So I remember when you were just starting out.
Mimi's Vault.
Right. Okay. I remember when you were just starting out. I remember when you were thinking about doing clothing and all of these things. I remember all of this. So right. I can see, your journey, or I can see your growth. So I just want to say that I'm proud of you for pushing through and the continuation of learning, because I have these conversations with people and they be like, I don't want to learn. And I'll be like, how? Yeah. Like, the shit is crazy. So I've seen your journey, and tell the people, what is your main focus now? What is the vault? What are we doing?
Okay, so I know. For Mimi's Vault, that is transitioning over to coaching and mentorship. So Mimi's Vault is going to be more so everything that I've learned. Now I want to give back to the people. I want to teach the people. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, my content sessions, I'm doing content sessions now because I've grown my Instagram page to over 14K. You understand? I started with 2,000 followers. It took me since I've been doing since 2019, and I'm finally over 14K. I have like 9K followers on Facebook now, and I've had my Facebook since 2010. So Mimi's Vault is transitioning over into just basically helping the people start their businesses, helping the people with mindset, women especially, because I feel like women seem to forget about that self-development part because they too busy trying to develop their kids. Sometimes they develop in their men. So they don't have a lot of time to focus on themselves. So every other month, I don't know if you've seen that, but I also do what's called a free mental health challenge calendar. So it's 100% free. It's 30 days of gestures that we're doing for ourselves. Seriously. So, for example, like, one thing will be buy yourself flowers today. Go have lunch by yourself. Go buy something that you've been wanting and dying to buy. Go buy that. Go to Barnes & Noble and get that book that you've been wanting to read. Make yourself a new dish that you've never made before. It's just simple gestures to fall back in love with yourself, because when you fall in love with yourself, that's when you'll start to let your creative juices flow. When you're in scarcity, you're not able to do that. You just thinking about, these kids, I gotta get dinner ready. You can't do that. You have to have a balance. And I'm team. People will say, oh, my kids come first. Mine don't. I come first.
Thank you.
But if I'm not good, my kids ain't good.
I'm not good. How they gonna be good?
You understand what I'm saying? So Mimi's Vault has transitioned over to that. And now I have Cosmic Girl Beauty and Accessories, where I sell clothing again.
Okay.
So, like, boutique clothing, just crop jackets, graphic tees, pretty much anything that is unique and bold. That is basically our slogan. So that, lip gloss, cosmetics, accessories. I sell pretty much everything. So that's just basically my e-commerce business.
Okay.
That's my e-commerce business. And then Mimi's Vault is more so as far as like my digital marketing, teaching people how to be digital entrepreneurs, teaching people how to be entrepreneurs, period. So that's where I'm at. And eventually I literally want to open up a brick and mortar, but surprisingly, I don't want to open up. I feel like I will always want my e-commerce business to be e-commerce. I would want it to always be online because I just feel like for me personally, I wouldn't open up like a clothing store or
I think it's too finicky. I think it's too finicky.
and not even just that's what I'm saying. Your overhead about to be crazy. I could always ship orders right from my living room. So why would I want to have that much overhead? I would rather open up like my dream. Well, not my dream. Y'all gonna come back to this interview in a couple years. You're gonna be like, she said, I'm opening up a restaurant. So I'm opening up a nice luxury restaurant and hopefully a cafe.
Okay.
So those are the things that I really want to do. And then of course, build my real estate portfolio and stuff like that. Like those are so that I can have more passive income and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing right now. But Mimi's Vault is still thriving, but we're just transitioning over to mentorship, coaching, and basically like helping other women hold their hand on this journey because the hardest part is finding people that actually can help you, motivate you, and put you in position. You understand what I'm saying? Because people have ideas, they have creative abilities, and they don't even know it. They
Right.
sitting up here working a job, and they could be making millions off of that little thing that they don't even know. You understand what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay, so I know that everybody's journey is different, but what would be like what was the number one thing that helped you grow? Like was
The
it
number
like
one thing that helped me
yeah,
grow.
was it like constantly posting? Was it like just
Oh, you mean on my Instagram?
yeah.
Oh, yes, honey. If y'all go scroll all the way down on my Instagram, y'all will see I post every day. I post in my stories and be transparent. Stop trying to be an aesthetic girly. I'm not aesthetically pleasing, baby. My wig be lifted. I be ugly as hell sometimes. Like, it's too much of everybody is not living that life. You have to find your tribe because when you fake it, you're going to have to continue to fake it and it's going to be harder for you to stay consistent. It's
Right.
easy for me to stay consistent because I'm not faking anything. I'm literally just recording my journey. I'm literally just recording my life. I'm literally just being transparent and authentic. You understand what I'm saying? And don't feel bad because I got caught up in that too. I thought that's part of the reason why I went and got the Benz. Like I've never been that type of person. Like if you know me years ago, I always been a cheap motherfucker. So I've always been the Toyota type.
Right.
You understand? And I actually did compare. Like if I would have got a Toyota Camry, like I could have got a 2024 or a 2022 at the time, Toyota Camry instead of my 2020 Benz, but I just had to have a Benz.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because at the time, oh, you're not a real entrepreneur if you don't have a luxury car. But
Right.
I also looked at it from a business sense because at the time I had my credit repair company. So I knew that that was walking marketing for me. Because people going to want to know how your young ass got a Benz.
Right.
How you get an A2, even though it's the baby Benz now. Don't hate, okay? It's
Right.
A220, but it's a 4MATIC, okay? But I knew that that was going to be a walking form of marketing as well. So I did put a lot of thought into it.
Right. It's a tool. It's a tool.
Exactly. So yeah, I would say that was the easiest way for me to grow was being consistent, being authentic, showing the ups, the down. Like I tell in my story all the time. I tell them, listen, y'all know I'm a promise to show y'all the journey. I got on there crying one day. I'm just going to show you everything. It's not always, people don't want to see that all day, especially right now.
That's where people get lost because I don't mean to cut you off, but that's where people get lost because they might not be like posting how they should post because it's like I want every little thing to be perfect. It's like that's not reality.
Exactly. I show up how I am, what I am, If something, and then let your creative juices flow. That's what I've started to do. Like if something come to mind, I just do it right then. I hurry up and record it and do it right then. Put my little caption on it. Before I used to try to be a perfectionist because I'm a Virgo. I'm a Virgo too. So we are perfectionists. But once I started like being able have a professional page too. I think it's a business page or whatever where you can see your professional dashboard because then you're able to see which of your reels and stuff like that are performing better. And that's the other thing. Stop trying to post pictures and have them all clear. Post reels.
Right.
You have to post reels. Right. Post reels. I used to post reels every single day, but now I've scaled back to like 3 to 5 reels a week. Okay. So I post 3 to 5 reels a week with trending audio. That's really going to help you. And I'm not talking about, see, people will say use trending audio and they'll use any trending audio with any kind of reel. Research your niche. Like, for example, if you're doing self-development and like women's empowerment, kind of like what I do, motivation and mindset, you should be using songs that are going to align with that are also trending. Right. You understand what I'm saying? And if you have a smaller page, you want to look at I'm gonna actually show y'all real quick, give out some free game. So you want to go on your reels, right?
Right.
And then when you're looking for the audio, so for example, you can tell this audio is trending because it has the arrow. Y'all see the little arrow? So when you go to it, let me pause it. When you go to it, you see how it says it has 2.7 million. Right. It's the highest use, right? Right? But at the top, you can see there's only 268 reels that have been made. Up here, you'll see the number right here. You can't really see it, but you'll see it when you go to it. You want to try to get a reel that audio that would be a perfect audio because it's 268 reels, yet it already reached 2 million people. Right. But it's still small. You want to try to get it under 1,000 reels. Because if you're a small creator, you have 500 followers or something, and you're using trending reels, and it's already 56,000 people that used it, the chances of people actually seeing your reel is going to be very slim. And the one thing that Instagram started doing that really, really helped me in 10x my growth, and you should hop on now, was now before they were when you were doing your reels, they were giving you like basically feeding your reels to your followers first. And your followers are haters, especially the ones from right. They be hating. They see your reel and they will not like it. They do everything but like it. And I only learned that because I have people that come up to me in my city and be like, girl, I see you doing your thing and all that. But then you look and they never like nothing.
Yeah, the likes, right.
They never like nothing. So now Instagram doesn't do that anymore. Instagram introduces your they take your reels and they introduce it to a couple people that are in your niche, whether they're your followers or not, that they think will like it. And if that group of people likes it, it keeps on going. So now you have an opportunity to reach people that are your non-followers and gain followers. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So for example, if you go to this is the last thing I'm gonna show y'all, but if you go to my professional dashboard, you can go down and where is it at? It'll say accounts reach. Look, I reached 33,000 accounts right now, and 94.9% of those people are non-followers. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what 10x my growth. So use trending audio and offer value in your reels. Like look at the reels that go viral for me. For example, this reel where I said things I've learned as an entrepreneur. That one went viral. You understand what I'm saying? It was another one where I was teaching people how to properly set up your LLC, getting the DUNS number and stuff like that. I put a reel viral. I think it was like, let me see. I didn't pin that one. But and then it's another one, motivational stuff too, like motivational mindset, like one that says, this one says maturing is realizing getting rich is hard to do, but staying broke is even harder. 275K, 12.4K, viral. You understand what I'm saying? So it's really about the value that you're offering too. They don't want to keep seeing you getting cute going to the bar every day. They don't want to see that. They want to see, how can you help me? Right. You understand what I'm saying? So you really have to take into consideration what your niche is and start to put out there the things that you can teach the people for free. Give out free game, give out free value, because if you're giving out free game and free value, people are going to want to spend money with you because they're going to be like, oh wow, if she do this for free, imagine what's in something that I buy from her. Like right now, I'm doing free content sessions. I'm choosing women. DM me if you want a free. DM me. I'm gonna pull up. We're gonna do content, whether it be a product or your personal branding, and I'm gonna show you how I do my 5 and make your reels short. Don't have no long ass reels. 5 to 8 seconds tops. Keep it at 5 if you're just starting out. Something real, eye catching. Have a nice text across the screen, saying what you got to say, and then have a call to action. So what do you want them to do? You want them to follow you for more daily tips and tricks? Do you want them to comment? You can also use it's this thing I use called what the heck is it called? Damn. ManyChat. I use ManyChat. So for my digital products, so for example, I have a free wealthy mindset guide that I'm giving out for 100% free right now, and also with my mental health challenge calendar. Comment free so that you can get my free guide. Once you comment free, I set it up on ManyChat that it you comment on my reel, it'll say thank you, and it'll send it right to your DM. You understand what I'm saying? So it's all about your what is the word I'm looking for?
It's like placement.
Yes.
It's like placement
and all of that. It's all about that. It's all about capturing your audience, because when I'm doing that as well, I'm getting your email. And now I send out mass emails. Even if my kids and me are just going, hey, beach day, I'm glad digital products were able to allow, I made this much from digital products today. So now I'm able to take my kids to the beach today. Time freedom, stuff like that. So it's just curating a better community, a better tribe. Because see, that's the other thing. People want to be for everybody. You're not for everybody. Understand that it only takes a small amount of people that F with you hard to get you rich. You understand what I'm saying? Everything you drop, they gonna buy because that's your tribe. So if you got 500 to 1,000 people that's really your tribe, focus on your tribe. Don't focus on the people that's not supporting. Don't focus on the people that's not your tribe. And don't try to curate your brand to fit everybody, because you're not for everybody. You have to build out your client avatar. You literally have to build a client avatar. Who am I serving? What are their interests? How much money do they have to spend? You understand what I'm saying? What would they want to learn? What can I give them for free to bring them in, to show them that I have something that could really change their life? You understand? So it's a lot more than just starting a business and creating reels. It's really thinking about, all right, with this business, who am I targeting? Who's my target audience? You understand what I'm saying? And people say target audience too much. I use client avatar because you can really sit up there, go on Chat GPT, ask them, I want to be selling clothes. Who selling clothes to people who like unique and cosmic pieces. Who is my build out my client avatar for me? Chat GPT gonna get you right. You understand what I'm saying? And then you can take that and you build out your business, and you're only supposed to be trying to attract your client avatar. Understand that it only takes a small community in order for you to get rich. You don't have to focus on everybody. You understand what I'm saying?
That's a fact. My last couple of questions are,
okay.
What is your favorite and least thing about being an entrepreneur?
My least favorite? Okay, so my least favorite, I'm not gonna lie, is like really, because I'm a Virgo, like I already said 1,000 times. Y'all can tell I'm happy about it. So we're very like emotional and stuff like that. So I would say my least favorite thing is having to separate myself from my family and my close friends, because you just can't have that kind of energy around you. Like, for example, even with my dad and stuff like that, like he'll be saying, oh, well, you can't do that, or you don't do that. When I went to go get my bins, it's like, don't go get no bins. And just having to separate yourself from the noise was the hardest part for me. That's my least favorite part, because I love my people, but it's like, you got to love them from a distance, and you got to understand, because I done got snaked out and all of that by people that I thought were my friends and stuff like that. And that's only because I'm so like, come on. I'm still climbing the ladder, but I got 5 people latching on to me. So it was hard for me to be like, nah, you gotta get off me. I gotta get there, and then I could probably double back. You understand what I'm saying? So I would say that is the hardest part for me.
What's your favorite part?
My favorite part is really the grind, y'all. It's really talking. It's really like bringing things into manifest state, like manifesting things. Like my car, I manifested my car. Like this journey, I literally manifested it. Like, so that would be that's like my favorite part, being able to be creative in my business and really curate my brand, using my own creativity. I don't have nobody telling me how to do things. Now, of course, you also want to eventually start to branch out and get people that are smarter than you. That's why it's called entrepreneur, because now you're bringing in other people that know more about you, know more about certain positions. For example, I know I'm not a good salesperson. I'm too nice. I'm too sweet to be a salesperson. I'm not cutthroat, and I'll be like, oh, well, I'll just give you a discount. And no, so I need to bring people in that are good at marketing and advertising, so that that takes something off of me, and I could focus on picking out the inventory, being the one to curate the styles and stuff like that, because that's what I'm good at. Of course, you want to build your brand, but you also want to bring in people that are smarter than you to help you 10x your growth. You understand what I'm saying?
That's a fact. Oh, all right. I got a couple more questions. I just want to get your opinion on this. Because you are into style and fashion and things like that. What is your opinion on, just because people buy Balenciaga and whatever it is, that don't mean you have style?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't own a pair. First of all, I'm the type of person, I'm not wearing nothing just because it's a name or a brand. I'm wearing pieces. Number one, I'm into pieces, so I don't care if it's freaking from the beauty supply store. If I see a piece in the beauty supply store and it's $1, I'm gonna get that piece. And then the other thing with these brands is, that's the other thing, y'all. I can get real deep. You're conditioned. You're very much conditioned to buy those things. Did you just see the article that came out, the stuff that came out about Dior selling y'all stuff that was $2? I'm exaggerating, of course, but $2 and y'all buying for 50,000. Like, I'm glad I never did that. Never. And I always say, when I do get rich, y'all notice how I say when I get rich, I'm never going to be the type of person. I don't think I'll ever be able to buy a $2,000 pair of jeans. Like, people say, oh no, once you make that money, you're going.
It don't make sense.
Because baby, I hit in Shein.
Right.
I'm good at Shein. Literally, just when I was parking, I promise y'all, my neighbor said to me, he said, I ain't gonna lie. He said, I ain't gonna lie, you be throwing it on. Like, you be throwing it on. Like, you really do. I said, oh, I sell clothes. You ain't know that? He like, oh, that's what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have on anything designer right now. I don't even have anything designer. I haven't bought anything designer. The most expensive thing that I've bought is my car. So it's just like, no, especially not Balenciaga anyway, because of that stuff that they got going on with the weird old pictures. I don't understand. That should show you the moral compass of our world. Like, we literally seen it with our own eyes, but y'all gonna put money on top of your principles and your core values and stuff like that, because I would never support a brand. And if I did have anything Balenciaga, I wouldn't be wearing it anymore, because we see what they trying to do with the children, the programming and all that little subtle stuff that they be doing. I'm not with that. So you really got to do your research when it comes to these brands too, because we're learning so much. And I think that was another pitfall as far as our ancestors and even our parents. Like, our parents didn't even know a lot of the stuff that's coming out. You understand what I'm saying? So just really do your research. Stop trying to, like I said earlier, stop trying to be aesthetically pleasing. Understand that once I stopped trying so hard, y'all, that's when my page really grew. And I'm not just saying that to prove a point. It's really facts. Go down on I want y'all to go at Mimi the Good Influence. Scroll down. You will see. Like, if you're being authentic, more people, y'all just seeing a small snippet on the internet. Understand that. Understand the algorithm is trained. We will never be in control of that algorithm, no matter what. Right. So understand there are certain things that they still want to use to program us. Understand that most of the world is not living like that. And most of the world is not aesthetically pleasing. Just be yourself. Wear what you would wear. You're gonna get more traction by being yourself, and you're gonna get an authentic tribe behind you. I would rather have an authentic tribe than followers or whatever any day. You understand what I'm saying? Because you can have all the did y'all it was like a few years ago, it was like this real big influencer, and I think she like dropped t-shirts or something, and she could not even sell them. She had over like 100,000 followers and she still couldn't sell them.
I mean, that happens all the time, though. People
exactly
just not publicized because they don't want you to know that.
Of course, they ain't gonna tell you that. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't until, like I say, I shed that dead weight, the dead skin, because also that dead skin, be honest, y'all know when them people from high school and all that watching you, they make you feel weird and you don't feel like you want to be yourself because you're scared to be seen trying. I'm not scared to be seen trying. I done started 70,000 businesses and I'm gonna start 1,700 more. You know why? Because I'm not scared to pivot and I'm not scared to say when something's not working. Like one thing that I've also learned from Myron Golden, yes, you do want to put some skin in the game and keep doing, but you can't keep working hard and doing things that are not working. Once you get to a certain point and you see that it's not working, that's why I changed from Mimi's Vault, because I realized, wait, I didn't really build a personal brand that's really that strong. So I'm not Jada Waiter. I can't sell Jada, like Jada Waiter can sell out every drop because she's Jada Waiter. Mimi's Vault, I'm gonna be better off saying Cosmic Girl and what my brand represents because it's more generic, it's more generalized, it's more people can relate to that, because the first question is going to be, who is Mimi? You understand what I'm saying? So just understand that being yourself is going to get you way further than like trying to be somebody else any day. And don't try to wear Balenciagas because the celebrity's seeing, because at the end of the day, you don't know who's paying them. Okay.
And a lot of that stuff, they be giving it right back after whatever he did.
I heard that too on TikTok. It was like a lot of the salespeople were coming out and saying, y'all wouldn't believe how much they freaking return the stuff the next day. Like them girls that go into the stores and try to buy the stuff and they return it the next day. They're doing that to show you that they're making money, but really they're making money by acting like they're making money.
That's a fact. My brother works at Neiman's at KOP, and he tells me all the time about how they be returning shit.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all got to remove the veil. And that comes with, I think, a lot of the ground, like the footwork that I did as far as doing credit repair, knowing consumer law, because I'm like, wait a minute. If they can lie to me about this, what else have they lied about? That's when I started going down the rabbit hole. You really got to go down the rabbit hole. Why do you think they trying to ban TikTok? Get your algorithm right. Go down that rabbit hole. You're going to learn a lot, and you're going to understand that being authentic is coming back in style. It's time for the light workers to rise right now. So I would say get on the bandwagon of authenticity. Don't worry about brands and all of that stuff. Get on the bandwagon of authenticity. And if you are going to wear those brands, look at what they actually represent. Do some research. Stop just wearing shit. You understand? That's why it's so easy for them to do whatever on especially us.
Because they know our people just gonna follow the wave.
Exactly. We're gonna do whatever is popular, whatever we think is popping right now, instead of thinking for yourself. And that's one thing about me that I think a lot of people respect about me, because they like, oh, she I'm not going with no trends. I'm not an aesthetic girly. Y'all don't see, I don't wear makeup and all. I'm just me. I'm just being me. I'm a girl. I'm an entrepreneur. And, I've been through some stuff and I could teach you some stuff. And that's where I'm at with it.
All right. My final question to you would be, outside of work, what's fun for you?
Outside of work?
Right.
Whew, that's a hard question, because honestly, that's why I'm a firm believer in doing what you love, because that's like me sitting here counting out my inventory, thinking about, all right, what's gonna be my sell item for Cowtown this week? Me even getting cute to go to Cowtown because I know I'm a walking billboard for my brand. So I enjoy getting up and being able to be like, all right, what am I going to wear today to make them? Because every time I go, they, oh my God, that alone makes them want to come see what I got at my table. And I'm not just standing there, I'm walking around. So I would say just being creative, really, like allowing my creativity to flow. Like right now, I'm writing a book and stuff like that. So it's just like tapping into all. And as I'm doing this, y'all, this is the craziest part to me. As I'm tapping into my creativity, it's taking me back to when I was a little girl because these are things that I did naturally as a little girl until it was programmed out of me. Because when I was writing poetry, I was writing songs. I used to be a singer. I wanted to be an actor. I was writing plays. Like, but it never, nobody ever instilled into me, you can go somewhere with that. Keep doing that.
Right.
Keep doing that. I was just doing it as for fun. Even right now, like me journaling. Like, you understand what I'm saying? These are things that I actually enjoy doing. Getting dressed. I'm telling you, when I was in high school, people like, oh my gosh, she always got the funkiest gear on. Like, and I'm just different. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Never wore Dior or none of that stuff. Just always been my own person. So I would say the thing I love enjoying the most is just being a creative at heart. That's really what I am. I'm an entrepreneur, but I am a creative at heart.
What do you think about that? Do you think that people understand creatives?
No, I don't think so. They think we all over the place, but whole time we got a plan because I already know people say to me all the time, like, you don't be scared to start. No, I start and start something else. This ain't working, but I don't make a huge announcement like, all right, guys, this is not working. No, I'm just on to the next thing. They're like, oh, we selling that now? What the hell's going on? It's my creativity. I'm in my creative vibe. I'm in my creative energy, and I feel like God really blessed me with that. It's only, I hate to say the verse, but many are called, few are chosen. So
it's a selective few. It's a selective few that have that creative spunk. Exactly. And people outside of that wouldn't understand it because their brains just work different.
Exactly. Like I actually just started my own YouTube channel. It's called Fruitful Conversations. So I just be doing a little bit of everything. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know that these are all my skill sets. These are all things that I'm good at. And these are all things that I could be great at. So I don't like when the people be saying, oh no, focus on one thing. I don't, and it works for me. So I get traction on anything I start. You understand what I'm saying? But that's because I'm creative and I actually have a lot of information on it. I have the skill set and I do a lot of research. Like I don't just start something without going and researching it myself. Like I didn't just start credit repair, just, wake up one day. No, I did a lot of research on it. I didn't just start, getting vendors, and I had to research the vendors. I had to talk to them. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just people not going to understand unless they really in it. And I think that's why a lot of people get into entrepreneurship and they don't last because they think that it's all about instant gratification, but it's really all about what your assignment is from God and what you're giving to the world. Because as long as you're offering value, you're really doing what you're supposed to be doing, and the money is going to come. You just got to believe that the money is going to follow. It's going to come eventually. You just got to keep offering value, serve people. You can never go wrong. But people get in it to try to get the next quick buck. You have to serve people genuinely. You understand what I'm saying? So
that's a fact. All right. I want you to give the people your socials so they can follow you and all of that. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's pretty simple for me, y'all. Everything is at Mimi the Good Influence. So y'all see it on the screen. Right. My Instagram is at Mimi the Good Influence. Please, please, please follow me. Send me a DM if you have any questions, you need any free tips, you want that free content session. Please go ahead, DM me. I respond. I'm not one of them fake. That's the other thing that helped me grow that I didn't mention. If you go on my page, every comment, you cute girl, thank you, you cuter. I'm responding to all of my comments. I respond to all of my DMs. I ain't gonna say it's right away, but I sit down and I really go through all of my DMs. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at Mimi the Good Influence. Follow me on TikTok at Mimi the Good Influence again.
Right.
And then my Facebook is Mimi Love.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I want to thank you for coming on Intimate Conversations.
Thank you for having me.
Even though you made me wait a long time.
Oh, listen, y'all. I was downloading Google Chrome onto my computer because this computer is old. But listen, you gotta make it do what it do. Okay.
Right. But like I was saying, thank you for coming on Intimate Conversation and sharing your journey and your knowledge. And like I said earlier, I'm proud. I saw your journey from the beginning, so I'm proud of you. Keep pushing forward.
Thank you.
Make sure everybody hit that thumbs up, like and share the video.
Please,
Subscribe
y'all.
to the channel, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, my YouTube is at Mimi the Good Influence too.
Okay. Okay.
So make sure y'all subscribe to my
Make sure
channel.
to go follow her on YouTube and on all social medias. And we're going to keep these conversations moving because people don't talk enough. People don't communicate enough. People don't learn enough. And these are the things that we have to change as a people if we want to, move forward instead of following their agenda.
Exactly. Remove the veil. That's all I got to say. Remove the veil. Follow me. I'll help you, especially on my YouTube because I talk a lot about motivation, self-development, mindset, because that's really what it is, y'all. Like if you literally listen to a lot of successful entrepreneurs, you will hear, or that guy, School of Hard Knocks. He goes around and he interviews. One thing that I watched every single video he's put out of interviews, because I want to know. All of them, 90% mindset, 10% skill set. 90% mindset, because you have to have the resilience to keep on going no matter what. When adversity presents itself, just understand you one step closer.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right. So like I was saying, people, thank y'all for tuning into Intimate Conversations. We'll see y'all on the next episode. And we are out of here. People, deuces.
Yeah.
Oh, come and talk to me. I really want to meet you, girl. I really want to know your name. Can we talk for a minute? Can we just talk?